run through break-even calculations and graphs. So let's have a look at this graph here, and we're going to talk about what each part of the graph is. So on the x-axis here, we have the output. So this will be normally in terms of units. So, 1,000 units of whatever product you're selling or buying. And then up here, we have the costs and revenue. So this will be in pounds. And we have several lines that are drawn via this axis. So firstly, we have this horizontal line here, which is the fixed cost. So this is the cost that the business sustains before any product has been bought or sold. And this is just a constant horizontal line. Next, we have the revenue. So revenue goes up here on this pinky purple line. And if we look at equation 5, revenue is the sales price times by the output. So the output, say here, if it's 1,000, this would be 1,000 times whatever the sale price of your product is. Next is this green line. This green line is total cost. So this is the fixed cost plus this increment here. And this increment is variable cost. So that's the cost per unit times the number of units. So you have your normal business costs here, and then your variable costs are the costs of your stock that you're buying. And that is just the fixed cost. Sorry, this should be a plus the variable costs. We're adding them together here, sorry, not timesing them. This point here, point highlighted number 1, is break even. So this is where your total cost and your revenue are equal. So this is where you're no longer making a loss. So anything that's in this kind of orangey colour, this is where you're making a loss because your costs are more than your revenue. Anything here that's in this nice yellow zone, number 2, is where you're making a profit. So you might be able to, you might be asked to calculate, your total costs. So say if this point here is at 5,000 units, you'd go up to the line where it meets total costs, and then you'd go across to revenue, and that'd tell you the total cost of 5,000 units. Similarly, you might be able to ask, where is the break-even point? So you'd locate where these two lines cross, and you'd draw down to find the number of units, and across to find the cost and the revenue total here. And this can be done for all these different lines. And that is all you really need to know about working these out. So really what you should do for these kind of questions is practice makes perfect. As many past examples as you can go through, and you'll find that actually these kind of 3 reasonably simple equations, just the multiplications down here and this addition, here, those are really all the equations you need to know, and you can manipulate them according to whatever you're asking for. So say if you're asking for sales price, you would do the revenue, so your revenue line divided by output. So if you wanted the sales price and you got told you had 10,000 units, you'd find 10,000 on the output, go up to revenue, go across, and then that would tell you, basically you'd find this number here and divide it by your output. That would tell you the sales price per unit, as an example. But yeah, good luck.